Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Are y'all familiar with Rand NeuNer? He's a host of CNBC's Crypto Trader Show and a founder of Crypto Banter, a YouTube channel. And he has 597,000 followers on Twitter. And here's what he tweeted out just a couple hours ago. Serious question. If Jack Mallers implements what he presented at Bitcoin 2022, and it allows users to send from any fiat currency to any fiat currency with instant finality and no costs, what is the use case for XRP? Well, you know what? That's actually a perfectly fair question to ask. Perfectly happy to discuss this, and I'm going to. About a half hour after he tweeted that out, I came across it and I responded, and I'm going to share with you all of my thoughts on this, everything that I tweeted. I do want to be clear at the outset, this is not, as you guys know me, this is not an attack on Rand NeuNer. It's the reason I say this, and I'm going to continue to do this anytime I'm challenging someone's ideas, is because I know people. I'm a 38-year-old man, and I know that if you challenge someone's ideas, they can feel as though it's a personal attack. They may take it that way. So I'm going to try and prevent that from potentially happening should Rand NeuNer ever come across this video. This is not an attack. I think it's perfectly reasonable to pose that question, and I don't mind it one bit as long as it's all in good faith and we can have adult civil discussion, period. Okay? But, before going further, I do want to be clear also, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. I actually saw Rand NeuNer in real life once. I was in Los Angeles for a Bitcoin. Not actually, it wasn't Bitcoin specific. The conference that he was referencing was the one in Miami. So that's a Bitcoin specific conference. But I was at a cryptocurrency conference in Las Vegas, and I believe it was October of 2018. There were a whole bunch of people publicly speaking. Like there was Tim Draper was there, Dan Moorhead, who founded Pantera Capital, the first cryptocurrency hedge fund in the United States. There was the founder of Wikipedia, and Rand NeuNer was there, and he actually recorded an episode of his CNBC Crypto Trader Show on stage at the event. So I got to see that. It was interesting, and lots of neat guests, all that jazz. And that was a couple months before I'd even launched my Moon Lambeau YouTube channel with a silly ass name here. And back in the day, I know that Rand NeuNer from the beginning was anti-Ripple and anti-XRP. He literally called it useless on national television. And I knew that wasn't true. Now, thankfully, he ended up going to Ripple's headquarters in San Francisco. He met with the team there, and after meeting with them, he came away and he did, to his credit, state that XRP does have utility. So, hey, credit where it's due. Now, I still have gotten the sense since then that he's still not a fan of Ripple and he's still not a fan of XRP. You can tell by the tweets he puts out and how, his price expectations for XRP after the SEC went after Ripple, all that jazz. So, and that's fine. He doesn't have to think the same thing about XRP as me I don't need anybody to agree with me for me to like or respect them. That does not come into the equation. Still, the way he worded this, it's perfectly reasonable. As long as he's operating in good faith, I have no trouble with him posing this question. So what's he talking about here? Well, Jack Mallers is an individual who is basically, not entirely, but part of what he's building looks like what Ripple was demoing back in 2015 in terms of converting from one fiat currency to another. Now, that's not all that his company Strike is seeking to do. There's this big announcement. I don't want to read this article, but here was the headline from April 8th from the Daily Hodl. Jack Mallers announces Strike partnering with point-of-sale giants to allow Bitcoin payments at major retails. So that part is something very different than what Ripple's doing. He's seeking to have it be the case that you can pay with whatever you want to pay with at any merchant on the planet. That's the goal anyway. And if you want to pay with your Bitcoin, then the merchant will just receive dollars. So there's a bunch of magic in the background that's happening. And he was very vague on that. But having been following what's happening with Ripple and XRP and doing my best because I didn't come from anything having to do with banking or finance whatsoever, just doing my best to understand how this stuff has worked for over several years now. I understand that there are third parties that are going to have to be involved, and they may just be apps on both ends, but you also have to source liquidity if you're converting from one asset to another. There's all sorts of stuff that's going on in the background that he didn't highlight in his 45-minute presentation, which I watched in its entirety, his Bitcoin Miami 2022 presentation. He didn't cover that stuff. He did not. And he keeps saying that his services are free. All of it's completely free. Now, how the hell can that be possible? Is his company Strike just the biggest charity on the damn planet? Well, we shall see here. So here's how I responded. Let's go ahead and jump in. And again, the question posed from Rand NeuNer again reads as follows. Serious question. If Jack Mallers implements what he presented at Bitcoin 2022, and it allows users to send from any fiat currency to any fiat currency with instant finality and no costs, what is the use case for XRP? And actually, before I even go through my thread that I tapped up here, let me point this out too. He was literally pointing out in his 45-minute presentation that one of the use cases, it all utilizes Bitcoin and Lightning Network to make this all instantaneous. And he keeps saying free. He keeps saying it's entirely free, which is interesting. But one of the things he said would happen without any sort of explanation or why it would even be necessary. He said you could pay for something at say it's Walmart. You could pay in United States dollars, and then that gets converted into Bitcoin, and then the merchant gets dollars. And I'm sitting there scratching my head because he never explained why that's necessary. I'm like, why convert it to Bitcoin then? If I have dollars and Walmart wants dollars, why don't I just give them the damn dollars? Like, imagine I'm in a room with you, and I want to buy something from you, and it's $5. Wouldn't it be easy if I just hand you a $5 bill and then you just give me whatever it is that I want from you? That would be pretty easy, right? But no, let's go ahead. Let's add some friction instead. Let's go ahead and have me hop on an app, and this will be done in the background. I'm going to send my dollars to this app because I've got an account with them. Then there's going to be a purchase of Bitcoin. That's going to hop on the Lightning Network. Then it's going to go over to your app, whatever the hell you're using, and then that's going to get converted back into dollars. Why the hell are we doing that? You know, I remember this is because it was literally, maybe it was 2018. Somebody asked Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, it's like, could XRP ever be used for domestic payments? And this is in my early stage, still trying to make sure that I thought XRP made sense, especially for the use cases of bridge currency. And Brad Garlinghouse said, I don't know what problem that would be solving, using XRP for domestic payments. Because again, you're adding friction. If you go from dollar to XRP to dollar, what problem did you just solve? Now, if there's something that I'm just unaware of, I'm open-minded, and I'll be happy to admit that in the future. He's never explained that. It doesn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to Brad Garlinghouse back then. So I don't know why you do it with Bitcoin. Why not just transfer the damn dollars? Why do we need to throw Bitcoin in the mix? What is that functionally doing to speed things up? Is it just that in order to do the transfer, it needs to be the Lightning Network? He never explained it. Now, if there's a reasonable explanation, fine. I'm open-minded. But right now, to me, that doesn't make any damn sense. And he did not explain how that makes sense, nor how it's free. But anyway, so here was my answer. And I responded to him. I wrote, serious answer. If Ripple continues to implement on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, what is Jack Mallers' use case with Strike and Lightning Network? So you see what I did there? He's saying, well, if Strike and Jack Mallers are able to do all this free, instantaneously, no cost, what's the purpose of XRP? So I just flipped it. I said, well, if Ripple's doing what they're doing with XRP, and it's basically done in real time, and costs obviously dramatically reduced, XRP transaction, fractions of a penny effectively, what's the use case for Bitcoin and Lightning Network Strike with Jack Mallers? So I just threw it right back at him effectively. And then I really started to break it down. And I wrote the following. Mallers' claim is either misleading or an outright lie. Not sure which. Foreign exchange costs are not eliminated with his platform. His company also employs people, which costs money. So if his platform is free, then his company is losing money, or else who's covering the bills? So let me just pause. Understand, when I'm talking about foreign exchange costs, where's the liquidity sourced from? Who's providing that, and why would they provide that for free? Think about it. Foreign exchange rates are a real thing. You have to source from somewhere. And in the case of XRP being used as a bridge currency with on-demand liquidity, well, where's the XRP being sourced? On a cryptocurrency exchange, right? Are the cryptocurrency exchanges allowing those transactions for free, or do they want money? Do they want to charge for those transactions? Yeah, they do. They charge. So does Jack Mallers have some sort of magic out there that makes all of these transactions free, and he's able to convince or coerce members of the Lightning Network participants to just facilitate all these transactions magically for free? Is he the first person on the planet to pull that off? Because, damn, I'd love to see the specifics on that. I don't think the answer is yes. Of course it's not yes. That's absurd. And anyway, and then I continued in my thread. I wrote, if he's using a free model to onboard customers in early days, that's fine. But will it be free forever? The only other alternative I've come up with is if he offers that service as a loss leader and makes money elsewhere to cover expenses, but I've seen no evidence of that. So let me pause to break down what I'm talking about here. There are ways to onboard customers, and this was done with credit cards back in the day, frankly. So you can incentivize people to adopt your technology, either by paying them to adopt the technology or by offering it for free if it's sufficiently appealing. Maybe you can get people to jump on board with that. It's still an uphill battle to get people to adopt your new technology. So this is no small thing that Jack Mallers is trying to pull off. And nothing against him personally either, just to be clear. I'm just sharing my thoughts on the topic on this. That's all I'm doing here. I promise you that. Nothing personal against him. He may find success. I wish him the best. And I love competition in the marketplace. Cool. I'm pro Bitcoin, all right? And obviously pro XRP. This is an XRP-centric YouTube channel after all here. But here's the thing: when you start out, launching your technology, whatever it is, whatever your platform is, and even if it is free, you do that to acquire customers. You don't do that forever because you can't lose money forever. So if he's saying it's free and it's just going to be temporary, that's misleading. If he's saying it's free and it's making people think that there aren't any costs associated with that, and that's just not true. Now, there's another way that it, in theory, could be free. They could do what Amazon does effectively. And that's why when I brought up a loss leader is, it could be a product or service that you offer and you're breaking even on it, and you do that to get the customer because you can make money from them doing something else. For example, with Amazon, historically anyway, they've broke even or lost money. They frequently lose money on a ton of items that they sell. Like, I'm not kidding you. They break even or sell. Their model has historically not been to profit. It's been to like break even and hopefully not lose too much money. But basically break even at least, just to grow the platform quicker. And so all the other platforms out there, whether it's Walmart, this or that, they're trying to make a profit and they need to live, and Amazon doesn't. Now, how is it possible that Amazon doesn't need to profit to live? How can they just sell at break even? It's just a bunch of investors throwing money at it. Well, fine, there's been investors, sure. But the real answer is Amazon Web Services. You guys familiar with this? It's cloud storage. It is quite the cash center for them. It's a money-making machine. They offer cloud storage for, like, last I checked, and like Netflix and just crazy big companies. They make a boatload of money, and then they use that to take care of the expenses with the products that they're not making money on selling. So they're making money in one place, and then they're losing money somewhere else just to grow the business. And then at some point, the idea is once they crush the competition and they're sufficiently large, then they will start to make that profitable. That's the plan. They're growing. That's the whole point. So if Jack Mallers is going to use fiat to fiat conversion as a loss leader and he's making money somewhere else, okay, that would be plausible. But even then, I don't see it. You know why? Because even when he's talking about this other segment where he's trying to get retail transactions, point of sale transactions at typical retailers and grocers and this and that, he says that's free too. So everything's free. Where's the profit center? I don't see a profit center. Do you? Is there a secret profit center we don't know about? There's something going on here that he's not being transparent about. And so for him to say that this is all free and it's just going to be free forever, there's no way this can be true. And this is the biggest charity on the planet, and they're just going to lose money. No, you'll go out of business, though. That's not how this works, folks. I assure you, that's not how this works. I don't know why he's saying this, but he's not explaining it any further. It's just like, yeah, it's just free because reasons. Sorry, Jack. I got nothing against you personally, but I got to press back against that a little bit and insist that if you're going to keep making that claim, that you back it somehow or explain it. And again, if it is a loss leader, I'll accept that. If it's that it's a temporary thing, I'll accept that. Okay, fine. But it's misleading because people think there's no cost associated with this and that it's just going to be free forever. That's the message that you're effectively conveying. That's what people are thinking, and it can't be true. It cannot be true. Then I continued further. I wrote, in terms of adoption, Mallers got his work cut out for him. Lightning Network liquidity is not sufficient, nor is XRP's liquidity, but hopefully that changes with time. Lightning Network can't handle massive transactions today. Swift daily flows are in the trillions of dollars. Trillions with a T, folks. What's Bitcoin's daily volume transaction? I didn't pull up for this. Is it, I can't remember now. Is it like 50 billion a day? I mean, it's obviously volatile. Isn't it something like that? Well, either way, we're talking about trillions of dollars a day on Swift transactions. And those are just, we're talking about international transactions. When you throw in point of sale and stuff, I don't even know what the numbers are for that. Bitcoin and Lightning Network liquidity is not there. It's not even close. Doesn't mean it can't be in the future. I'm just pointing out an obvious fact. That's all. Same problem for XRP. You need a bigger crypto pie. That's the reason that Ripple wants a bigger crypto pie, is because if Bitcoin's successful, more money flows into the whole space. Historically, that's how it's been. So it'd be good for XRP too. That's why it's part of their mission. Anyway, then I continue. I wrote, basically, he's running a tech demo of what Ripple shared publicly 7 years ago, and catching up will be challenging even if there were no technical hurdles. Who is going to pay for a sales team to onboard new customers? Who will actually implement the software while ensuring regulatory compliance? Who is offering customer support? What makes this business model profitable? Free typically isn't sustainable. Don't forget that different people use XRP for different reasons. Bitcoin is not useless without maulers, just like XRP is not useless without Ripple. Many developers are building on top of the XRP ledger today for various use cases. And so that was my answer in a nutshell as to why there's no concern, on my part anyway, that XRP is suddenly useless because of this announcement of some allegedly free service at a Bitcoin conference in Miami. No, that is not how things work. Competition's perfectly fine, but there's such illiquidity, and I'm telling you, it's so illiquid. Like Lightning Network and setting up these payment channels, you can't try and conduct a transaction that's in the millions of dollars. No one's ever even done that because it won't work. It works today. Now, maybe they can figure that out. Maybe if you have a bunch more liquidity in Lightning Network, okay, maybe it happens one day. And if it works, great. I'd love to see that happen, because also Lightning Network, it's not proprietary for Bitcoin. Most people don't know that. It would work for pretty much any cryptocurrency on the planet, including XRP. It is not proprietary to Bitcoin. It's not secret sauce just for Bitcoin, and that's what it's people are pretending it is. It simply isn't. So whatever. Let me know what you think. I just thought I'd share this stuff. It's a reasonable question. Again, I'm glad that Rand NeuNer asked it, as long as it's in good faith. As long as it's in good faith, all good on my part here. But let me know what you think. Anything that I missed? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you worried? I'm definitely not worried. But I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.